The SEC reportedly investigating Slack and other listings on the NYSE after the last 5 years, looking specifically at how trading was handled on the first day. Will the probe deter startups and other companies from going public in 2020? Joining us this morning is Recode's co-founder, CNBC contributor Kara Swisher. Kara, good morning. Good to see you. What do you think about this? How much attention does this really deserve?
Well, I don't know. It seems like it came from the complaint from the floor traders on the price of the stock. It's on the first day. Slack, like a lot of these companies, like Spotify, did a direct listing, and it's handled a little differently than other listings that bankers do, the more traditional listings. And so I think it's some dispute about the price, the lower price on the very first day. Now, I'm not a technical Wall Street person, but I think it's looking into how it was handled by Citadel, which was its direct manager of the listing, and how pricing was done and whether people got advantage due to the pricing. So I'm not sure it's going to be the biggest deal or deter IPOs. I just think that will be, according to the markets, how it's being done and whether these direct listings will be done by more tech companies, which several of them have.
Kara, looking forward to next year and the fact that some of these companies like Airbnb could be in the IPO pipeline, do you anticipate an Airbnb IPO? What are the other big ones? And do you think they'll go the route of direct listing or traditional IPO?
I suspect Airbnb has already talked about doing an IPO. The CEO, Brian Chesky, has talked about it quite publicly. He was trying to get the talk away from it from this past year. To say that we're doing it in 2020. I think it depends on how their business is going, obviously, and how the market is. I think all of them depend on that. I suspect that will be the biggest IPO of this year. And I'm guessing they'll go a traditional route over a direct listing, but you never know. I mean, there's lots of choices here. It's just a question of how much money they need, how much money they need to raise, and other things to pick which one they're going to do. And Kara, if I had to guess, it would be a traditional listing.
And looking at the SEC probe and also looking at the performance of some of these IPOs this year, what do you think is going to change with the IPOs or direct listings next year?
Well, whatever happened with Slack, in this case it's Slack and some other direct listings, the market has spoken about these companies. And the stocks are, what is it? I think the Slack opened in the high 30s and now is in the low 20s. And so a lot of these IPOs like Uber and some others are really, in the doldrums. And I think that's really the issue, is whether these companies were, one, ready to go public, or if they took too long to go public and didn't have the kind of businesses that Wall Street is looking at now. And I think Wall Street is doing a forcing function on a lot of these companies to really think hard about the economics of their business. And that's really the story here. This might be just a dispute between sellers on the very first day, and I don't think it indicates any larger thing. I think the larger thing is whether these companies are ready for prime time, or if they're too highly valued. And that, I think, is going to be a big debate given the performance of a lot of these unicorn companies.